Good morning and welcome to the 17th Annual Knight Media Forum. We need a bias toward action. It is time now for philanthropy to move at the speed of news. We can do so much more when we collaborate and work together. It's really why I wanted John to join me on stage, because we have the exciting announcement that we have tripled the number of local press forwards.
And Dale Anglin, the new director of Press Forward, is here today. Dale, please stand up. Let us welcome you. Local news is not the only answer to the challenges facing our democracy, but it is one very tangible, one very practical intervention. We can come out the other side of this crisis in our democracy with a more robust, more sustainable, more equitable local news system.
Knight Foundation and the Pew Research Center are developing research that will improve our understanding of how Americans gather information and how that information fuels their beliefs, shapes their identities, and inspires civic participation.
News and journalism are public service, are an essential public service.
One of the things that motivates me is that I get to wake up every day working with an array of winners.
There's two things publishers have to do to survive in local media. One is to produce journalism that matters to their communities. The second is you got to figure out how to make enough money to keep doing it.
I'm like, this is a business enterprise, a social enterprise. It's no longer just covering journalism.
We need more of our journalism students learning more about the business.
We're all mission-driven. We're all on the same focus of public service journalism.
We're all here because we're committed to building a strong future for local news. And that means finding new business models, new ways of reaching news consumers.
I can amplify your work. You can amplify my work. I can amplify what you all are doing.
It's about connecting with our audience. And that audience, for us is a very large audience with many different segments, and all of them matter.
You just have to keep putting out content, informing people, because that's all I want to do at the end of the day.
Limited access to local news only makes it harder for residents to know what their communities are or are not doing to address their risks. And that means that it's essential for local residents to be engaged in the development of infrastructure that affects them.
Disasters require three things to navigate: collaboration, co-creation, and connection.
But some of the hardest stories to tell don't translate well necessarily into TV news coverage, and they're very complicated and they're not quick to explain or to understand, or there's a whole long history.
Latrice McClendon, Knight Foundation's director in Detroit, actually handed me a card, and I practiced this a lot. What up, doe?
So as artists and designers, a lot of what we try and do is to trouble those norms, to kind of ask those questions that are taken for granted.
We spend a lot of our time really thinking about what are those opportunities. We can skill up, create career pathways, have career ladders, transferable skills.
Art and technology and the interplay of those two could combine to create the extraordinary.
Whistleblowers do a lot of heavy lifting for the opposite of glory.
Great stories are the result of great sources. Despite the risk to their careers and their personal lives, these sources come forward with vital information, helping uncover actions that would otherwise remain hidden.
We have to find a way to make this count for more. And if we do, then we will encourage more whistleblowers to come up and speak about corporate and public sector wrongdoing.
We're conveners at Knight. This is something we do, this is something we know how to do, and part of the value, I think, of KMF is that we're bringing people together. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for your willingness to act with urgency at the speed of news.